Apparently, Liverpool isn't the only club to strike oil this summer. Meanwhile, Chelsea have become Europe's best seller, and McTominay's gone from United outcast to Ballon d'Or contender. This is DMAC Daily. This has already been a window for the ages. Everyone's trying to make sense of Liverpool's insane spending habits. 265 million dropped with the intent of signing Kand, another top winger, to if this are to come to fruition. We're looking at in excess of £500 million. They must have secretly put out that Sinho money from 2018 into Bitcoin or something, cause there's no other plausible explanation at this point. Yet at the same time, I'd argue Terracent transfer spending of Manchester United is even more mind, because Liverpool came into this window fresh off of being crowned champions. United, however, were the laughingstock of English football. You see, finishing 15th and crumbling in the Europa League was not just a historic L, but it also signaled immediate financial turmoil for the club. All the reporting suggested the lack of UCL revenue meant United had to sell and had no money to spend. But then they rejected an enormous offer for their captain. Interesting. Then they bought Kuna. Damn, that's a sizable transfer. Then they bought Mbu. Okay, that's kind of unexpected. Then the shocking news came out that they're closing in on Benjamin Sko too, which would take their summer spending spree to £26.5 million. Wait, wasn't this club supposed to be broke? All this money committed without selling a single player either. Only Rashford is departed on loan, plus a few players' contracts expired. But it gets crazier, Beckos. The latest reporting is that United are now actively chasing after Brighton's midfield prodigy Carlos Belnau. I said it yesterday. This is the exact profile they need in central midfield, a capable box-to-box midfield, but I cannot fathom how they could even come close to affording him. What's even wilder is where the source of this credible news actually came from, a Twitter account called Indy Kaler, who prior to this season was a known troll online. Yet this window has ironically transformed into one of the most credible journalists in the space. This account is literally outflanking Fizio and Ornstein frequently. Crazy times. Now they're suggesting Brighton Air demanding 100 mil. Although United are looking at 70 and hoping Balaba might even intervene to force a move, historically, Brighton don't tend Talaball negotiations, at least for Chelsea targets, but if United were toppled this off, I'd be at a loss for words. If you ever needed confirmation that the Premier League is in fact the Super League, this is it. I mean, just look at the total spend of Europe's top 5 leagues this summer as of today. Ligue GERN 341 mil. La Liga 488 Bundesliga 559. Setup 815. Premier League 2.1 billion with no signs of slowing down either. Staying in the Premier League when Chelsea's ability to sell players isn't being talked about enough. I mean, just this week alone, they sold over 100 mil on 4 outcasts of the club. This window, they've already sold €209 MIL, and in the last 2 years, they've generated a total of €730 million on transfers out of the club, comfortably more than any other club worldwide. Now I'm not going to sit here and pretend they have. Telso spent a whopping $1.7 billion on Tillant in the last 3 seasons, with further incomings anticipated shortly. But credit where credit's due. The new ownership almost always finds a way rid of players they no longer want for decent money, even ones that either flopped or didn't even feature for Esco. I mean, Joel Felix's market values have tanked this past season, yet they still managed to 50 mil. They've made sizable profits on Mioek, Petrovic, Ugu, Hutchinson. Hunley played 2 games for Chelsea. Moreira, who played once, and Angelo, who never even featured. Even their previous third-choice keeper, Bettonelli, generated a profit. That's unheard of. There's also pure profit coming in directly from the academy, like Humfer Matson Gallagher Hallmount, which has helped it massively with PSR, and expect further big sales this window. The likes of Jackson and Kunku Sterling, Dosi Vega, Vanna George, we're looking at another 200 mil out the door here. I've been highly critical of Blueco's ownership decisions previously, but it does appear as though a more sustainable model has been implemented, still spending big, but also selling big. Moving to Italy, and Napoli's Scott McTominay has been nominated for football's greatest novel prize. According to journalist Sam C., crazy to think that this time 12 months ago, the Scotsman was an outcast in Manchester, but Contesto something in this man, and subsequently turned him into a footballing colossus, carrying Napoli to squadro glory, winning the MVP award in his debut season in Italy, and now being recognized amongst football's very best. Apparently the full list is set to drop tomorrow, but yeah, what a year it's been for MC Terminator, inspiring stuff. And now for some rapid-fire news. We got Dervizi to Saudi for 53 million plus add-ons. Napoli are closing in on a double deal for Spanish fullbacks Miguel Gutierrez and Wanlu for around 35 mil. Everton are eyeing Grealish on loan, while Smaru joins newly promoted Sunderland on loan. And in MLS, Thomas Muller touchdown in Vancouver, and Hong Mengson officially signs for LAFC for a leaguer card $26.5 million. Anyways guys,